1 2 1 2. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. My little friend over here.
But then I'll walk a little more. We'll call her again. Come on, baby, come on. And she will come to me.
Daniel Krills, what up? Adrena, what up? Who in the building? Who in the building? Ebony, my new subscriber from St. Louis. Shout out to Ebony Rice. St. Louis. They do it in the Lou. You know how they do it in the Lou. Give me a St. Paul. Send me a St. Paul. Sorry, y'all. I was on the goddamn phone. You know what it is. Joey View, be patient with a brother, man. Key Brown, what up? Tasha Rain just stepped in the building. Jimmy McFly, I see you. Uh-oh. You'll never find. Marsha Felix in the building. The Lady Real Deal One in the building. You'll never find. What up, y'all? What up? I'm sorry I'm late. Another love like mine. I'm out here. Came to get some exercise. It's a little late in the day. You know, I've been doing my studying. Thomas A. Darcy. Thomas A. Darcy was my grandfather's first cousin's brother's great nephew's third uncle. Now, don't go be saying nothing about no Thomas A. Darcy. You talk about Thomas, you talk about the brother Deacon. Gotta remember my lines, you know what I mean? Out here practicing my lines as I walk. Pastor, we just got together out of boredom. Sister Jones was running late, so we had a little time to get a few things off our mind. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, okay, Deacon, get them off their mind. All right, Deacon, tell them what you want. Oh, Pastor, we not saying we don't appreciate you. Your ambition has brought you a mighty long way. Pastor, we believe in what this church stands for. And we can't stand for your mess no longer. The anointing could fall upon any man, but any man cannot fulfill that anointment. It takes a man to do God's work. And you's a boy. A boy. You ain't been through the rigors. You ain't been through the trials and tribulations of this here church. So what you saying, Deacon? I'm saying I'm the pastor of East Piney Grove Baptist Church. Sister Thelma voted for me 3 times. That's right, Deacon. That's right. And this is fall. And I ain't voting no more. Yeah. And we just had another election. Wait a minute, Brother Deacon. This election ain't over. This ain't no Florida ballot. Sister Sarah, this church needs a leader that knows where it came from to get it to where it's going. Where's that, Deacon? Just remember my lines. I'm just practicing. Joke, no joke. Y'all already know I'm in the building. All right? Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. All my new subscribers, I appreciate you. Shout out to all those who ain't selfish, that don't mind hitting the subscribe button, showing the brother some love out here in these YouTube streets. You know what I mean? like Janine, like Sidbo, you know what I mean? They hit that subscribe button and they rock with me every day. You know what I mean? D, what up, D? We read the comments. Mrs. G, what up? You already know. Choke no joke, I am in the building. I am in the building. As you can see, we out here dealing with nature. That's right, D. You better act like you know. Don't be trying to play me like I'm Hollywood in these YouTube streets, D. I see you. There's some deer up there. So we're getting back to this Tupac case, right? It is a beautiful day out here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I have always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's start this off in a beautiful way. It's Choke No Joke. I'm live. January's here to say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Choke No Joke, you already know. We outside doing what we do. Yo, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm even more convinced now than ever that Keefe D is going to walk. I'm sorry, y'all. This rabbit hole is getting deep. Deep, 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 deep. This rabbit hole is getting deep. Deep, man. I tell you, man. More people involved in the murder of Tupac than we know, man. More people involved in the murder of Tupac than we know. Blood clot, man. Now, let me tell you, man. On a serious note. So, damn, I don't even know where to begin. I know where to begin, right? First and foremost, if you're in the Augusta area, come see your boy Choke No Joke, November 11th, Sanctified. All right, we got 2 shows, 2 p.m., 6 p.m. If you got love for me, you know, you want to see me in the play, please come out. You won't be disappointed. Written and produced, directed by Javon Johnson. All right. Um, that's being held at the Croc Center. You can get your tickets on the Eventbrite. All right. Sanctified the play. Written, produced, directed by Javon Johnson. Right. If you went to my new channel, Choke No Joke, the content creator, I uploaded a video with a mashup video. It's on my Instagram as well. Of Snoop having a Nextel phone, right? But he wasn't in Vegas. Now, The more these dudes go out and do these interviews and start talking, the more, shout out to all my people out in Poland. Shout out to Poland, right? Shout out to the Netherlands. Shout out to Great Britain, Germany, Africa, South Africa, Canada, my international people, all y'all in the Caribbean, right? When Warren G did the story about Snoop, where he was at the last time, or where he was at when he heard about Pac getting killed, right? He what you call it? He tells a story about how he had his Snoop like, yo, you know, if you ain't going to the fight, come over to the crib, whatever, whatever, whatever. Come to the crib. He didn't expect Snoop to come. Snoop pulled up, came to his house, right? And when Snoop came to his house, they watched the fight there, this, that, and the other. After the fight was over, you know, he said he could start hearing uh, everything that was going on with Tupac over the chirp, over the speaker, right? Now this is very strange thing, right? Because one, Snoop ain't in Vegas, so why does he need a walkie-talkie phone? They only have 4 or 5 of them, right? And only the people that mattered had the walkie-talkies. You know what I'm saying? These was something that was distributed through Suge and given to right way security for when they needed them, right? Now, what takes place is this. You got the MGM Grand fight that goes on, right? Prior to getting to the MGM Grand, to the fight night, Reggie Wright Jr., the owner of Right Way Security Services, calls a meeting with the lawyer, uh, Genesis, whatever the hell his name is, I can't think right now, right? He calls a meeting with the security team, which is mostly off-duty cops, fire department, school people, all government official workers, right? Whether they was LAPD, Compton PD, you know, Michael Moore was an off-duty fireman, Frank was an ex-Marine, however. Reggie calls this meeting, right? And tell these guys they can't have their guns, right? Now, going down the rabbit hole of this whole thing, we find out that there are some people at 662 that night with guns. So why they were told not to have guns was because of a liquor license. But according to certain people, they already had a liquor license. They was already in there selling liquor. So that is bull crap, right? The other, them not hold on. The other thing about them not having guns is it was a police benefit. Y'all said y'all was doing an event for a cop, a police benefit. So how many cops is gonna have guns there, right? In their cars, whatever, this, that, and the third, right? That's besides the point. The point is they disarmed them and they didn't give them they Nextel walkie-talkies. Frank didn't have one. Reggie lied in the grand jury uh, uh, testimony and say that Frank had one, but it was dead. You know what I'm saying? He's only saying that now because Frank is dead. Rest in peace, Frank Alexander. Right? Not only that, you got Frank don't have a Nextel. Michael Moore don't have a Nextel. Suge don't have a Nextel. But Reggie do. And Snoop do. Right? Now, I'm going to jump all over the place because if you've been watching for the last couple of weeks or months, probably, right? You got a lot of different information, so I could jump around because you may be following this. If you're not following this, I'll make references for you to go watch other shows that I did for you to get the information, right? So you got Reggie with a walkie-talkie, you got Snoop with a walkie-talkie, right? Now, I never thought that Snoop may allegedly be involved in the murder of Tupac. But now I feel a little bit different, and I feel allegedly that Pac may have, I mean, Snoop may have something to do with the murder of Tupac, only because he had a Nextel and nobody in the death row, nobody on the blood side. Let me correct that. Nobody on the mob side, nobody on the death row side had walkie-talkies, but those on the blue side, allegedly, because it's alleged that Reggie is on the Great Street Crip side. Reggie's wife is a Crip, right? Snoop is a Crip. Dog Pound is Crips. DPG is Crips. So this whole thing don't uh, apply to all Bloods and all Crips. So we're not putting all Bloods and all Crips in this situation. We're not putting all Bloods and Crips into this. Like, it wasn't the whole East Coast, West Coast shit. It was Puff and Suge or Bad Boy, Death Row. We're not putting all Bloods and all Crips in this, right? In this situation, because you got the mob and you got DPG or LBC or whatever, right? So don't put all Crips and all Bloods in this, because there's Crips that love Pac, there's Bloods that love Snoop, this, that, and other. So don't even start the no whole Blood versus Crip thing. This is more of about two artists, right, that got gang affiliations. Some is gang related, like Snoop. Pac is gang affiliated. Suge is gang affiliated, because they not really gang members, right? So I told you I did a show. Now this is for those who that don't watch me on the regular. Go on my channel and look at the show that says the Death Row Split, right? Because now we back at the Death Row Split. And like I said, I'm gonna be jumping back all over it now. Now remember, before I even knew about Warren G telling the story about the Nextel phone, right? I already came up with my theory about the Death Row Split. This, right? Now, I didn't know Snoop and Pac had a beef outside of the beef of Snoop going on the radio with Angie Martinez saying that he didn't have no beef with Puff and Big, and they was his homeboys. I thought that was the line in the sand, or the beginning of the beef between Pac and Snoop. No, I done went down the rabbit hole. For the last 24, 48 hours, I've been doing research. Pac and Snoop already had an underlying beef before Pac even came to Death Row. There's a Poetic Justice album release party, right? And at the album release party, Snoop was to perform, right? And somebody is introducing Snoop to perform. Before he go and perform, Pac come and grab the mic and Pac starts spitting. That was the beginning of Snoop and Pac beef, right? Because at that Poetic Justice release party, Pac was already out. Now remember, this is Poetic Justice. Pac already had an album out. He already is known. He already done Digital Underground. So, and he's in Poetic Justice. So you know Snoop know who the fuck he is, right? Snoop is saying he didn't know Pac at that time. Hey, how you doing? Hello. Right? So, Pac take them from my microphone. He start busting. He start rapping. Boom, 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 boom. Snoop feel away. He take the mic from Pac. And then he start rapping. Boom, 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 boom. Pac snatched the mic back from Snoop. He start rapping. Boom, 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 boom. So that was the beginning of their shit. They say after that happened, they went outside. They go to smoke one. Pac rolling the blunt. Snoop messing with the papers at the time. He like, yo, what's that, cuz? He like, yo, this is a blunt. And that he introduced Snoop to blunts, right? From that point on, they knew each other. They built a rapport from that point, right? So fast forward, right? Tupac goes to death row, right? Now when Tupac go to death row, at this point, Snoop is the franchise player. Dre's the producer, but Snoop is the franchise as far as rappers. When Tupac come there, he start outshining Snoop. Everything is stop, 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 stop. Pop, 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 pop. He getting beats from Daz. You know what I'm saying? Everybody jumps on what you call it, on Pac tip, right? Allegedly, that's where all the low key animosity starts, right? Now there's rumors of the Outlaws beating up somebody from the dog pound. There's rumors Dad saying that he beat up Suge. There's rumors that Daz and his people jumped Suge. So there go the death row split right there, right? Now, if you go and look at these interviews as of before the MTV Awards, there was already tension between the Outlaws or Tupac and the Dog Pound, right? They saying incidents already happened, fights already happened, right? So now, what really made the beef go up was after Pac got his trailer shot up at the in New York after the New York video and shit. Him, Pac and the Dog Pound, or Pac and the Outlaws and the Snoop and the Dog Pound, they started making diss records towards Biggie and them. From what I'm hearing, they did a whole album, right? Now I done heard one of the songs, Snoop on there dissing Big and Puff, this, that, and other. Now this is all prior to going to New York to the MTV Awards. So when they go to the MTV Awards and Snoop is like, yo, I ain't got beef with Biggie and them, those my boys. That's why Pac is like, oh, this nigga's fake. Nigga, we just was in the studio. We just did a whole album dissing these niggas. And now you talking about you cool with them? Oh, nigga, fuck you. Right? So now what happens is Pac is justified and not rocking with Snoop because you being fake, bro. When you over here with us, it's F them niggas and woo, 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 woo. And now you go over to New York and you talking about you ain't got no beef with them. You cool with them. So I ain't rocking with you. Right? Now, there's also rumors. There's this whole theory of stuff, right? What that say? Damn, I can't see that. I'm sorry, brother. That joint, I can't see on my phone. That shit's so little. Wait, choke. Don't forget, Snoop was also tight about Tupac, Sally Richardson from him too. Oh yeah, see, I forgot about that. That's another thing, right? Pac allegedly took Sally Richardson from a married man, right? So Tupac was justified in being mad at Snoop for going on Angie Martinez and going on Angie Martinez and switching up on him because that's what divided where Suge had to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got the Crip side or the blue side of death row, right? Fighting against the red side of death row, right? So now, like I told you, everybody on the blue side, that's Sharitha, because she's over there with Reggie, right? Snoop, Dog Pound, uh, who else is on that side? Reggie, Sharitha, Snoop, the Dog Pound, Kevin Gaines, Lil Half Dead, uh, and then on the other side you got Suge, Pac, Bun Tree, Neckbone, uh, and whatever Suge homies, right? So now remember, there's rumored that the Outlaws beat up one of Snoop peoples. I don't know if it was Lil Half Dead or somebody. I can't remember right now. And then there's rumors that Snoop peoples, uh, Daz and them beat up Suge, right? So the attention is already there. The death row is already split at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's split because Suge is trying to probably defend Pac. You know what I'm saying? And then Pac is the cash cow. And then you got Snoop and them over there salty because Pac is getting all the attention. And then they got this underlying beef going on between Pac and Suge. Pac and Snoop. Now, if you go look at the interviews, Daz and them was already saying that they was already done with Death Row while Pac was there. They was done. You know what I'm saying? They was saying they wasn't fucking with Death Row, this, that, and the other. Now you got the trip to Vegas. And this is where it gets sketchy, right? Now it's rumored that Little Half Dead is one of the killers in Tupac case and the shooting of Suge. They have that rumor of Lil Half Dead, right? I'm gonna come back to that. Oh, Lil Half Dead is on the Crip side too. He on the blue side too, right? So is Nate Dogg on the blue side too. These are so you guys. It's more. I can't say Long Beach versus Compton because Reggie is Compton. You know what I'm saying? Sharitha may be Compton. I think so. Right? So I can't say Long Beach and versus Compton, but that would be the undertone of it. But Sharitha would be Compton by association because she managing all the I mean, she would be Long Beach or on the blue side of death row because of her managing Snoop and the Dog Pound and all of them, right? So now you got the rumors of Half Dead being involved or whatever because he's like Snoop's enforcer, Snoop's hitman or whatever. And he's Nate Dogg's cousin. I don't think he's Snoop real cousin. I mean, he can be, but I don't even know if Nate Dogg and Snoop is cousins. It's like Long Beach is so goddamn small. It's like everybody goddamn cousins, right? So now I know Sharitha's from Compton, but she's on the blue side of the death row. She made it. She drove when the line was drawn in the sand. She went on that side, right? And then you gotta remember she been with Kevin Gaines for years. That's been her man. Sugar wasn't her man. Kevin Gaines was her goddamn man, right? So the little half dead situation, they was trying to say it was a rumor. He was saying that Pac stole Brenda got a baby from me, this, that, and the third, boom, 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 boom. That's neither here nor there, right? The point is, Lil Half Dead is Snoop cousin, or Nate Dogg cousin, or Snoop enforcer, or however it is, right? And hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. So the beef is on. Now, I'm looking at I didn't think nothing about Lil Half Dead, right? But I do all my research. And I looked at a few things on him, his album cover, where he got the dead Tupac on there with the dead Gaddafi. And I don't know who that is being thrown through the window. Maybe Edie or Biggie. I don't know who it is, right? But I looked at that and ain't no nigga approving no artwork to go out to the world. And they like, ain't nobody putting out artwork on the artist and the artists don't know what their artwork look like. So whoever was sitting there trying to tell that BS story that Lil Half that ain't know he didn't know the artwork was like that and he had nothing to do with it. Either he ain't know nothing about business or they punked him into using that album cover or he clearly knew about it. You pick one, right? Especially dropping it in 2010 or even later, you know damn well that nigga know a little bit about the music industry. And the first thing you want to do when you get ready to drop your album is talk about the artwork. You conceptualizing that in your head way before that shit go to printing. You gotta tell the graphic designer what you want. You don't say, yo, I need an album cover, make me an album cover. And you don't approve it, you don't make sure your name is spelled right. Man, get out of here. Right? So I don't believe that he didn't know nothing about that album cover. Third, I'm looking at his interview with Ben Crump on that series they did. Yeah, I know me. I'm a body language expert by my own rights. And his body language is not truthful. He couldn't look Ben Crump in his eyes the entire time. And most importantly, his story didn't match up with Snoop's. You know what I'm saying? And that right there was a red flag for me, right? Now, there's also a guy named Tita. I think that's his name. Tita from the French Pound. Now, the French Pound was a group that was from France that was messing with the Dog Pound. Because you got the Dog Pound, which is Daz and Corrupt. Then you got DPG, which is the crew or the Crip gang, right? And then you got, your regular Crips. All Crips don't fall under Long Beach Crips or DPGs or Rolling 60s. Like the Crips is that's a national organization at this point with 1,001, 1,000,001 chapters. So everybody ain't got everybody ain't involved with everybody's all right nonsense. And some Crips beef with other Crips, some Bloods beef with other Bloods. So you can't put them all under one umbrella because it's different factions and sections, territories, or however you want to look at it. So you can't say, oh, the Crips killed Pac. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, the Bloods, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to grab a specific person and a specific set. If you're going to do that, you can't put them all under one umbrella. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? It was a rolling 60s Crip that killed Nipsey. It wasn't all Crips, right? So moving forward, now that I got that out the way, because I don't want people saying, oh, the Crips, it ain't that, right? So once this beef is lit, right? Now you come back from MTV, right? When Snoop says the last time he saw Pac was getting off the plane, right? When they got off the plane, that was at least 3 days before Pac got shot. Pac and Suge, right? That was 3 days before, right? Pac got shot 3 days before. Lil Half that gets on the interview and say that he saw Tupac the night before in the car. They was in the Rolls Royce and they was talking about going to the fight and he'll see them out in Vegas. That shit is a lie, right? That's a lie. And why he lied makes it very suspect. Now, I don't know if he was in Vegas or not, but he did not see Pac the night before in the car driving off to Vegas. Because the last time Snoop saw Lil Half Dead was at the Clearport. When they both, him, Suge, and Pac all got in their cars, he asked Pac, yo, you going to the fight, cuz? He said, Pac, like, nigga, get out of here. Don't ask me nothing, nigga. I don't rock with you. Right? So I don't know how Little Avdad would have seen him the night before because, from what I'm told, Pac drove drove to Vegas that Saturday morning, not that Friday night. And and Snoop's interview is very infamous, very popular, to know that the last time he saw Pac was, what you call it, was getting off that plane after having that knife and that fork under that blanket, right? Am I right or am I wrong, right? So how could have Little Avdad been in the Rolls Royce with Snoop and see him the night as they was pulling off to leave? That's not true. So I'm wondering why he's lying, right? Not saying he did it, just wondering why he lied about that, right? So now getting back to the Nextel phone, Michael Moore says he hit over the Nextel phone, got him, right? And somebody tell him, yo, nobody talk over the walkie-talkie while he getting in the car with Reggie. Now, why I believe something's fishy on the blue side with that, because in Reggie's grand jury testimony, he didn't mention Michael Moore, that Michael Moore got in the car with him. He lied and said that it was the goddamn lawyer. Now, here's the other thing. Warren G says, yo, we can hear everything that was going on in Vegas about the shooting, right? He's like, we can hear everything over the walkie-talkie. And then we get the phone call later, a few minutes later, after all we're hearing all the commotion on the walkie-talkies, that Pac was shot. Now, why was Snoop left with a walkie-talkie? And who was the other people with the walkie-talkies? Because Snoop allegedly had a spotter within them, around them. This is how they knew where they was at. Wouldn't that make sense to why Reggie wasn't around? Snoop is not around. And here's the other interesting thing, right? Here's the other interesting thing. Snoop made sure that none of his crew was there. Snoop called the meeting, according to Corrupt and Daz interviews. Thanks for keep talking on these interviews. Both Corrupt and Daz said Snoop called the meeting and told everybody not to go to Vegas, right? He told everybody not to go to Vegas. Corrupt said, Snoop Dogg, we had a meeting, he told us not to go to Vegas. So I went to the Bay and hung out with D-Shot and E40. That's Corrupt's alibi to where he was at, right? What you call it? Then you got right? So Snoop has this meeting and he tells everybody not to, what you call it, not to go to Vegas. So Corrupt, I say go to Oakland. Daz, now I done seen this interview But I haven't, I ain't watch it in its whole. So I gotta see it in its whole. But there's a part that I did grab, right, where Daz says that they wasn't, Snoop told them not to go to Vegas, right? And there's a part where Daz was saying that he wanted to go because he was gonna fuck Pac up. I don't I gotta see that in full. I seen that chopped up. I don't know if that is what he said and in what context it was said. But I did see him say Snoop told them do not go to Vegas and and don't fuck it up. That's what he say. That's what Dad says. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck what up? I don't know what that means. I don't know where he could be messing up, right? Nate Dogg said, "Yo, I'm going. Like you ain't telling me I can't go to Vegas. I'm going, right?" Um, Kev Rowe, good looking, right? So Nate Dogg tells Snoop, "Yo, I'm going." He was like, "Yo, I ain't got to be around Pac and Suge and them niggas. I'm still going though." And Nate Dogg did go, right? Now, so now what happens is Nate Dogg goes. Ironically, Tupac and Suge and them get in an altercation with another guy from the blue side, the South Side Crips, right? They get into this shit with the South Side Crips. We know Orlando didn't do the shooting. We got Orlando going to the hospital, his fucking shoulders dislocated, and they got him at the bar, right? At the time of the shooting. So they say. But if y'all want to believe that a dude 6'4", I don't know if y'all know anybody that's 6'4". And a guy, I don't even know how tall DeAndre Big Dre was, but this nigga's 350, 400 pounds. Can you imagine two dudes that big in the back seat of a car? Have you ever, if you 6 feet, have you ever sat in the back seat of a Cadillac without a nigga moving the chair up for you? So imagine 6'4". So imagine 6'4", reaching over somebody 350, 400 pounds, shooting out a window that back in the day didn't even go all the way down. A dude 6'4", reaching over a dude 350, 400 pounds with a dude in the driver's seat. Right? A dude in the driver. So the dude in the driver's seat got to be as tall as motherfucking Gary Coleman. Because that front seat that driver's seat need to be all the way up on the goddamn steering wheel like this for a 400-pound nigga to be in the back, to be trying to make a room for a 6'4" nigga to reach out the window and make these precise shots as the car is driving. Remember, the back door is shot up first. So this tall ass nigga is leaning out and shooting across this 350, 400-pound nigga in the back seat like this. And that shit ain't blasting through his ear, blasting through Terry ear. These niggas' ears would be ringing, my nigga. I don't even know if y'all ever shot a gun. But try shooting a gun in the car, leaning over a nigga that's 350 pounds, 400 pounds in the back seat, and you 6'4". That sounds liable to you? Okay. And then they said it was a big black arm. So now Orlando's skinny ass, long linky ass, is leaning, reaching over this dude, and his arm just turned big out of nowhere. Yeah, okay. All right. So anyway, moving forward, the blue side is blamed for this. And where the blame come from? Reggie Wright Jr., who was not at the scene, who was not at the fight. For some reason, minutes after the shooting, not only did Snoop get the call, but Reggie Wright Sr. got the call. Robert Bobby Ladd got the call that Southside did it within minutes of the shooting. And Reggie wasn't at the scene. But he heard got him. Michael Moore heard got him. So I guess they knew that the job was done. Now, who put the hit out? We don't know. Think about it. Hold on a second. Check, check, check. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up, a yes, or something if you can hear me. Type the number 1 if you can hear me. Yes, the number 1, a thumbs up, somebody, please. Thank you, 20 twin. Yeah, so now you got this beef between the dog pound and the mob. Now, people, let's just say, what would be the motive, right? To kill Pac and Suge. People believe that Sharitha Knight was married to Suge at that time. She would have inherited the label. Reggie was her best friend. He would have continued to run the label. David Kenner would have continued to run the label. And then Snoop would have had the number 1 spot back once again. That's the motive. What makes them all accomplices? Suge catching Sharitha Knight with Kevin Gaines and jumping in their car and taking them out to wherever and whatever happened with that situation. That gave Kevin Gaines a vendetta. She'll go on and kick a door and looking for that nigga and shit. He had motive to want to do something to Suge. Pac allegedly had motive to want to do something to what you call it to Pac. Snoop wanted to. Suge allegedly slept with Dad's baby mother or wife or whatever she was at the time. That's why allegedly Daz had beef with Suge because he slept with his kid's mother or his wife or whatever. Then you got the Pac and the Sally Richardson situation allegedly. Pac and Corrupt was beefing. And it's alleged that the Outlaws beat up somebody from Pac crew. I mean, from Snoop crew. Snoop didn't show up to the Tyson fight, but kept asking Pac, "Is he going?" But he didn't show up. It's alleged that Sharita Knight told Snoop not to go because something was going to happen that night to Pac and Suge. It's alleged that Snoop knew something was going to happen to Pac and Suge. That's why he told the Dog Pound, nobody go. Why did Snoop have the Nextel? Why Reggie have a Nextel? Why nobody in on the mob side had a Nextel? If you can make sense to me to why Snoop had that Nextel and nobody in the mob had one, I will eliminate him as a suspect in this. The fact that he heard everything that was going on in Vegas and he wasn't there, the fact that they kicked everybody out of Warren G house as soon as they heard what happened, the fact that Snoop and Pac had beef at the time, the fact that the Dog Pound was saying they wasn't even fucking with Death Row no more at that time, make them all suspects. I believe whether that fight happened at the MGM Grand or not, Snoop, Suge, and Pac attempt on their lives was going to happen that night anyway. Because why the fuck wasn't Snoop there, and why did he know to tell his team not to go to a Tyson fight? Why is you telling these niggas not to go, bro? And you adamant about it. You adamant about it. And allegedly told Daz, you gonna don't fuck it up. What did that mean? So there's a whole nother element to this shit. Snoop having that walkie-talkie is for a reason. Now, Fatal Hussein, he made a song dissing Snoop and them called Y'all Can't F With Us prior to him getting killed. And in that song, he's going at Snoop and them, talking about they being fake. Y'all didn't rock with Pac. Like y'all wasn't cool with Pac before he died. So what's all this fake love about? That's a Fatal Hussein song called Y'all Can't F With Us. Now, why would Fatal be making a song like that towards Snoop if it didn't have no validity to it? Now remember, it's the death row split. It's the DPG versus the mob. I don't want to make it generalized as Bloods and Crips because that's too vague. It's the DPG versus the mob. And on the side of the DPG is Reggie Wright, Kevin Gaines, Sharitha, Snoop and everything under him. And on the mob side, you got Suge and Pop, Buntree, Neckbone, and everybody on that side. And then you take Mob James, you put Mob James over there with on the blue side. He dropped his flag. So he's over there on the blue side with the rest of them, with Keefe D. All of them is all on the blue side. And it ain't no all overall Crips. It's Southside and DPG with the crooked cops. Southside DPG and the crooked cops versus the mob, Tupac, and some real niggas. And you got to give the mob the real niggas because ain't none of them niggas over there talking. Trayvon ain't never do no interview. Neckbone and none of these niggas. Buntree ain't none of these Suge or like ain't none of these niggas talk in regards on some street nigga shit. Reggie stayed throwing niggas under the bus. He stayed dry snitching. Dude, rock with it. Don't stop with it. Yeah, I know Trayvon was driving one of the cars. But at this point, I cannot put Trayvon on the blue carpet of the death row. Not just yet. Could he have been involved? I don't know. I don't know. I know he lived a couple of doors down from Reggie, but would he turn against Suge and them? I don't know. But what I can tell you is the Keefe D story, that whole Tupac, all that shit is that's nonsense. All that is nonsense. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. I'm still on the fence about it being one shooter. I'm still on the fence about being in. Let me ask anybody in the comments if they know. Who was in the car in front of Suge Knight? Do anybody know the answer to that? Who was in the car in front of Suge Knight? The car behind him was Frank Alexander and the Outlaws. The car behind them was Buntree and them. The car on the left, on the driver's side, was Trayvon. Who was in the car in front of Suge Knight and them that blocked them in? Trayvon is on his left. Who blocked him in the front? K. Dave was in the car in the front of Suge. Who's K. Dave? Who's in the car with K. Dave? And if K. Dave on the blue side or the red side? Y'all saying K. Dub, K. Dave, K. Dove. Who is K. Dove? Is he on the blue side or the red side? If he on the blue side, it's goddamn suspect. K. Dog Is K-Dog on the blue side or the red side? And who is he affiliated with? That's what we need to find out. Now, if K-Dog, it's all in the lyrics, the greatest escape ever. He's on Suge team? Okay. He from Watts. K-Dog is with the mob. Who's in that van with him? Nah, K-Dub from Compton. K-Dub, is he on the blue side or is he on the red side? Who's in the car with K-Dub or K-Dub or whoever? He did an interview? I got to go look at his interview. He on the red side? All right. Snoop Dogg shouted out K-Dub. Snoop shouted out K-Dub in the song. K-Dub was in the front. All right, I got to look at some K-Dub interviews. I got to see who's in the car with him. Because I got another theory, but I'll be back with that later on. All right, choke no joke. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Get y'all wheels spinning.